Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen. I'll fade into existence here. My name's Quanzek. It's CalPoly Rocket League. It's the first week of CCS divisional play coming out here between UC Riverside and CalPoly. These are the games that matter the most. We had a couple weeks of non-divisional play where teams just got assigned teams from across the entire country, but officially we're into Big West games, and the opener here between these two rosters will be between CalPoly and UC Riverside. We're going to get ready to go here into game number one. Lots to play, lots at stake for these two teams, and here we are, Urban Central, one of my favorite maps, ladies and gentlemen, will get going. And, we're looking to see what these two teams have in store. 3-1 for CalPoly through non-divisional play. They're sitting at, I believe, 36th or something on the standings total as it stands right now. Ricer off the back wall looking for Busy. These two had their first showing on stream last week over here at CalPoly, and unfortunately it's the only loss that they've experienced, but this one off to a different start. Nero off the post, and it's gonna be buried by way of Busy, going coast to coast, ends up on his way back out, and Busy wasn't there. Ricer surely would have been. First goal in the books early. Ricer has Busy lying in the way. It's his infield pass. It's an open net, and CalPoly putting on the clinic to start. 40 seconds in, already a second goal in this one. Infield passing play that's going to find the back of the net. And they're off to the races, although Pug take different plans in mind. It's an immediate concession off the kickoff goal that just happened here. Will be awarded back over to UC Riverside, and they will stem the bleeding. Lead cut in half. 45 seconds in, already 3 goals. It's been a blur to start things off, but CalPoly still in the driving seat. Ricer using all of that boost to climb the ladder and get that challenge. Okay, heard. Sorry, I'm working on setting up things. We'll do it at the next goal. I'll have to jump into my settings real quick. I was playing Rocket League for the first time, like, ever, yesterday, in, like, first time in, like, 2 years that I actually replayed, and I hate having my game audio to the point where, like, I can hear it, so I'll switch that back over, and, it will be UC Riverside stuck on their own half for the time being. Look at this shot. Oh my gosh. I thought that had a way in from Nero off the back wall. Ricer going to collect this one. Has enough boost. Trying to take it over the top of Kami. Has a flip reset off the ceiling, but just going to let that go and let Nero take over. Going for that sharp angle. Can't get it in off the sidewall. Busy to the back wall. Called off by Ricer. He's playing this one forward, and UC Riverside just kind of stumbling over themselves. Low on boost. They're trying to get it clear. Kami rides the ball out. He'll succeed there as Pug pushes this one forward off the top one. This could be a goal from long range. It will be. And our longest lull in goals, about 1.5 minutes since the last one, results in UC Riverside equalizing the scoreline at 2 apiece. On the back wall comes Kami. That's a good challenge there into the midfield. Busy, crossbar down. Ricer can't collect it. Busy, he's the ones main, but he can't win that 50. Just end up squatted over the ball. A little bit awkward, and CalPoly won't find the lead once more. Busy task defensively will handle that save to his back wall and retreat into the net to go again. This one off the corner, and it's a clearance into the midfield. Pass for Nero. He's looking for help, but just way too far away as Ricer uses a lot of that boost. Now it's going to be a slow rotation from CalPoly. Busy gets bumped, gets back to the ball, but had to take a worse angle, and that one will fall into the back of CalPoly's net. So A very swift 2-goal opening for CalPoly. Only a few seconds in, it's been answered on the other side by 3 goals to UC Riverside. And CalPoly looking to get back on track here. We've seen the passing plays from them already, and they've had a couple good looks since those 2 opening goals, but nothing that's found the twine yet. Ricer towards the ceiling. Double tap opportunity, and that one gonna go into the back of the net. Ricer off the ceiling, finds another touch, and beats the defense right before it goes in the slot coming out. And that is exactly the way that CalPoly needed to answer the 3 unanswered goals, get momentum back into their corner. This one a little bit too far off the wall for Kami to get to. They will play some backboard defense and ward off that wall as Pug chipping it forward. Busy, the backflip. He blows a tire, but Kami can't capitalize. It's just wide left, and now here comes Nero. Air dribble attempted clear off the ceiling. Chip on forward. Kami will collect. Ricer into the midfield, and King Squid pushing it further. Evermore for UC Riverside. It's been a weird sequence of goals in this game, but we'll end up at 3 apiece as the 60-second warning is about to pop up. Only a minute remaining on the clock. Rocket League's going to tell us right now. And entering golden goal territory for either one of these rosters in game 1. Pug towards the back wall. Dangerous as Nero bumps Busy forward, forces him to go towards the other net. Says, get this out of my half. I'm going to use you to accomplish my goal. And Kami cut off by Ricer on that challenge. That's a good 50 as well. Has Nero winning in the infield. Couldn't get it there, but Busy. Maybe he can. Ricer turning on 0 boost. Trying to do so much with so little, but won't be able to find the shot. This one a bit dangerous. Nobody touches it. Ended up being just wide. Maybe a breakout for CalPoly. No, instead it's UC Riverside cutting on this with a shot on. Busy. Epic save, and Nero gonna find a 50 to force it into Riverside's half. Kami, sidewall, double tap. I thought that was going way more than just straight down, but we might have overtime in game 1. It does finally hit the turf, 0-0s, and we'll start counting up for both of these teams. Sudden death. First goal is the only one that's going to matter at this point. It's UC Riverside looking for it early. They'll get it right off the kickoff. 9 seconds in. 1, 2, and 3 tries will be the dagger for CalPoly. Kami over the top of Riser just doesn't have the immaculate reaction time. And game number 1 over to UC Riverside. Might need to zoom in this graphic a bit more, but hopefully I don't think that's clear at all now that I'm looking at it here, but we'll get things situated into game number 2. And be ready to go here into the rest of the series. CalPoly, their slide on stream unfortunately continuing. They're currently 1-4 with games that have been showcased over here by us, but doesn't mean that can't change. As the players will take the pitch into game number 2. And we'll flip on back over. UC Riverside collecting game 1 on Urban Central. We'll come over to DFH Stadium and see what can be done here. CalPoly looking to get back on track. They don't want to face themselves in reverse sweep territory again. That's what happened last time on stream against Green Bay. Nero dropping this one down. King Squid and Pug combining for a pinch that sends it screaming the other way. Riser couldn't get any of the boost, but it will be Busy collecting in the corner for him. Kami, back wall. Riser, 1 touch, 2 touch. Not much more than that. The defense from UC Riverside, understanding that CalPoly can score early and often, they've shut that down. CalPoly already up by 2 goals at this point in game number 1, and it's zeros across the board. Kami playing it forward. Busy shot denied by Pug, and Pug just has an open net. Had one to beat. Will miss just wide, but Nero thought it was in. Pre-jump save on a really awkward flip, and that shot is one that I think UC Riverside wants back. If they put it anywhere besides dead center, it's probably going in. But CalPoly getting away with murder for the time being. They have 2 members on 0 boost. The other one with boost just got demoed. So Busy, it's up to you to just buy time, and he's done just that with a good flick towards open greenery. King Squid off the back wall. Ricer in the middle. Nero to the net. And that one will find pay dirt. It's CalPoly on the board yet again. They scored first in game number 1, but they did end up losing that one in OT. So hopefully some adjustments, some adaptations coming out from them in this game number 2. We would love to see a game victory here. Even up the series, even up the best of 5, turn it into a best of 3 effectively. Kami touching it down to the ground. That's a good 50 by Busy onto King Squid. Nero playing it forward. Kami getting a piece, and Busy taking it all the way into the corner. Good pinch in field, but there's no help. Nero's all the way back, driving that mid boost. Back to Busy! And the give and go, a very extended one, as the initial pass came from here on the corner, but somehow nobody on Riverside made contact with that all the way out to Nero. They watched the pass go over to Busy, and that one was slotted in. CalPoly up 2-0. It's familiar territory, but it's been more disciplined gameplay from them to reach this scoreline. So hopefully that means the defense doesn't collapse on the back end. Riser, chip forward. Can't find that touch off the side wall. Was looking for Busy in the midfield, who just parks his car and grabs that full boost in the opposition's corner. Nero high towards the sky. Busy collecting, has the flip, uses it a bit late, which means Kami can sink in and beat him. But we're just going to cycle this ball in the corner, and CalPoly going to continue this onslaught here. Busy collecting, has enough boost for solo play or a pass. Going to opt for a pinch on the ground. They unfortunately lost control, so that turns to a plan B play as opposed to the air dribble that I think he wanted. Kami beats one, going for it all. Busy off his own back wall, and that's pushed along by Riser on the redirect clearance. A good breakout from CalPoly. A demo on the back end as well. You love to see that on the rotations out. Busy chip forward, has Nero weighing underneath them. They'll both commit. Did Busy get a flip? He gets it now. It's on. Saved by Kami, however. Kami grabbing that boost in the corner. UC Riverside has stemmed the bleeding, but they have barely entered CP's half. Finally, they'll do so and register their first shot of this game by way of Pug. Busy, good clearance over the top of 2. Kami gonna chase this one down, get rewarded for the full boost, and then take it off the ceiling. Grabs the flip reset, but just gonna leave it for his teammate. A bit too awkward for him to get to. Would have used way too much boost. Won't connect on the flip, though, and him and Pug are a bit awkward here in the corner. King Squid gonna take over, and that's a brutal miss by Riser. Luckily, won't be punished on that back wall. Nero. Pass up to himself. Still has enough boost for the redirect. Shot on. It's off the close wall. I think it was intentional, but the follow-up attempt from CP didn't connect, and so they won't find a third, let alone a shot on that look. Won't be a scoring opportunity after it looked like it was set up. King Squid barely beat by Riser. Had the net to shoot at. Here comes Nero. Opted for the dribble play, but Kami takes that right off the top of his dome, as he's now looking for a drop pass over to Pug. Shut down by Nero at the point of contact. Kami, full boost, and the ball ignores it for the demo. Does he have help, though? Somehow, this ball gets back into his lap. He didn't expect it in time. The reaction wasn't there, and CalPoly only have to hold on now. They've gotten themselves the 2-goal lead, but they need to lock in. Need to withstand this pressure, not concede one, and Maybe it'll open up the door for some weird kickoff strats. A double commit will result in a booming clear. That's acceptable at these waning seconds of the game. Usually it would not be, but as long as you get the job done, that's what matters. Despite the game still going on, there's no way for Riverside to win at this point, and that'll be the conclusion here. CalPoly taking away game number 2, and so now our scoreline all tied up for either one of these sides. Flip over to the stats. Again, still don't know if it's observable, but let me just do a little bit of that real quick. Probably not centered, but that's okay. We're scuffed over here. I'm a one-man show. And I'll come back and say hi for a second as we situate to game number 3. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Ignore me not looking at the camera. I'm just quickly shifting the arena we will be playing on. And I think UC Riverside, when they had a couple teammates leave the lobby, I think there's a placebo change going on here, getting some new presets going. Want to shift how their car looks, and if you look good, you're going to feel good, you're going to play good. That's always how that goes. So, game number 3. Coming out here. CalPoly, UC Riverside, all tied up. One apiece, and it's UC Riverside looking for blood early. Won't be able to capitalize off that initial shot. Turned aside by Riser. Nero. Infield pass cut off by Kami. You see CalPoly starting to respect Riverside, backing off from this play entirely. Kami off the back wall. Nero going to get a good challenge. And Pug. He was looking for a more violent pinch headed into the infield, but that one just kind of scored off his car in a really weird fashion. That allows CalPoly to take over and establish this right now. Ricer waiting on the touch, going to challenge Kami there on the sidewall, and Pug pushing this one forward. Busy a little bit awkward. I would have liked to challenge sooner. Him and Nero both combined. Neither one of them hits it, but Nero is able to regroup, find that full boost, demoed for his efforts, but does send a couple people chasing his way. Ricer booming clear, tries to posture in front for a dunk. Ran out of boost, so he couldn't get all the way upfield, but good job regardless to buy time and space. It's been a commodity in this series, and Nero, a little cheeky play there, parking himself underneath Kami, so they're going to land awkwardly. That's not what you want to see, though. Nero, understandably a bit awkward on the back wall. Has that ball come at him, and Kami might have maybe goomba'd him as he was trying to jump off the wall, but regardless, it's off his rear end, the trunk of the car, the spoiler of that Octane. Jumps out dangerously in front of CP's net, and that will be punished by UC Riverside. Maybe this is one they're going to gift right back, though. Kami off the backboard, doesn't have any boost to get there. Riser can't find a sharp enough angle, and so that one will come off, and Busy has to chase this down defensively. One-man show as it stands right now. Rotation coming through for Riser, but they have 0 boost. Infield pass. Redirect will be wide right. Kami into the corner. Busy chip up. Pass to Riser. He had to cut over a little bit more than I think he would have liked to find that touch, and won't amount to anything, unfortunately, for CalPoly. Ricer double tap, triple tap coming out of that corner. That's another good 50 as well. He's a one-man show right now, coast to coast. That full boost spawns as he drives over. Can he get the shot on? No! It would have been immaculate coast-to-coast play. Individual effort, but won't be punished. No highlight reel for Riser currently. I'm sure he'll find one before the end of this series, though. That is a very mechy individual. Good challenge by Busy. Nero forcing this forward and gets helped by a coincidental pinch by way of Pug. Squid gets B in the corner, and Pug will be the one chasing this down. Busy. Good pinch to himself off the ceiling. It's on target. Forces 2. Good save there by Squid, but they used a lot of boost to get there, which means Riser can sink in. Couldn't read that one. It hit the weird angle, the corner of the wall, and this one of all the shots is the one that will finally hit the lace for CalPoly. Riser couldn't find the read, but does find the bump. just a nuisance in front of the net. And Nero, a tossed shot. That was in a very lofted ball. Almost no pace underneath it, but there's just nobody home for Riverside to find the save. One apiece on the scoreboard. Not just in this game number 3, but also in the series. Nero, flip reset. Cashing it in later, couldn't make contact. Had he found it, I think that would have been into the back of the net. Kami, it's a good challenge. That will only meet Ricer, and King Squid can't make contact. It's a little bit awkward. Nero catching it, has all the time, all the space in the world. Ground pinch, and that one will make its way in. King Squid, no boost in the tank. And the challenge from Kami just too slow. That is, as Nero said himself in call a couple days ago, he said that goal explosion is intentionally a CalPoly Mustangs designed one. You got the cowboy coming out, shooting the revolvers, the 6 shots. Very Western themed, and it's fitting. The mascot is a Mustang after all. Nero off the back wall. Ricer to the opposite end. 0 boost though. He's the only one that can make contact with this. And he's just going to have to do his best to get a very light pass in the middle. But obviously it was communicated to his teammates that he had no boost. He couldn't do anything as they both turned off and were just playing so far back, waiting for a booming clear to come back their way. Nero. Individual play. He scored once before. That one saved by Kami this time. Riverside learning their lesson. This 50 is just going to go in, though. A good bounce for CP off the ceiling. This challenge turns into a pinch that just ricochets directly into Riverside's net. 3-1, and that's the insurance you want if you're a CalPoly fan. We all are, after all. It's on their Twitch. Riverside, if you've gone and grabbed the link and give it to your friends, get out. We don't want you here. I'm just joking. I'm happy to give a platform to all these players involved here. 3-1, CalPoly. As long as they can hold on, they'll be at 2 consecutive match points in this best of 5, and I think they will. Even if Riverside were to score right now, uh-oh. Okay, they've scored. There's 8 seconds on the clock. That is not like a 7 or a 3 or a 2. I have said something at the worst time and might have caster cursed this roster. See what kickoff strats come out, if there's anything creative. No, it's a standard kickoff, but it does go in favor of UC Riverside. It's a demo onto the backboard. Can Pug beat Nero? No, but it's still up in the air. Busy, happy to put it down. That one might have found the back of the net, but it doesn't matter regardless. It's going to be a game win given over to CalPoly. And one that puts them on match point. They're up 2-1 now for the series. Go ahead and throw up some stats for you all. The possession and field domination ranks almost identical, but more efficient on their opportunities were CalPoly. And I'll come back to say hi right now. Say what's good. How's it going? Whoops. I accidentally readied up before I was actually ready. So let me try to find a game before. Okay. I got Manfield off. I was spamming the match arena switch option because I forgot to switch it sooner rather than later. It's game number 4. CalPoly versus UC Riverside. 2 games in favor of CalPoly in their corner. 1 game given over to UC Riverside. And it's CalPoly with this one and potentially game 5 should they need it to close out this series. I know they don't want to tempt fate though. This could have been a sweep had they just not conceded those 3 unanswered goals in game number 1 or lost in OT. But UC Riverside, other plans in mind. Kami with a good solo play, chips it around Nero and just puts his car in the perfect position to bully his way past Ricer on that 50. Well played by UC Riverside. And they are, for one of the few times this series, in the driving seat. King Squid to the back wall. Busy. Gets a piece of it. Does chip it forward as well. He is, I know I'm a broken record here, he is the patented ones main on this roster. That is his main game mode, the duels. So if there's anybody that can score from open space, it is Busy. Ricer goes from sidewall to corner, where Busy will collect. Maybe drive this into Ricer for the calculated team pinch. It's a blistering one that goes to the UC Riverside backboard, but nothing more than that. Busy bumping one off, rewards himself with a full boost, and then he screams a pass into that same corner. CalPoly has had that same vision a couple times, and they've fallen short in the same fashion nearly every single time. Nero, flip off the wall. It's delayed to try to get a late touch into the deep midfield instead of a shallow one right across the goal line. But defense from Riverside holding on despite this pressure. CalPoly, they've been here for a while. They haven't actually generated a ton of shots. That's one of the few that they've found by way of Ricer, saved by Squid. Ricer, hard off the sidewall, demoed for his efforts, but allows Busy to come in and challenge. Can Nero get there? It's high left of the net. That's another shot that won't find the frames. This one will, though, but no pace before Pug can take it over, and it's a possession pass backwards from Nero that Busy will find. Has to Dipsy do it around 1 or 2. But CalPoly still mounting this offensive tic-tac-toe play here. Nero towards the net. Saved by Kami. Busy just going to cycle in the corner, look to buy some time so Ricer can challenge. He's off the sidewall. Has no help, and finally, a halfway decent clear from Riverside will give them time to breathe. Busy. Not the touch that he wanted. But the result is still the same. It's an entrance into the offensive zone for CalPoly. Busy. Grabbing that boost. Riverside with the 50, and Nero. That's a ball that really just gives possession to the other team. Kami turns on this one. King Squid off the back wall. Already up is Pug. Nero finds a save that went back off of Pug, but now he has boosts and a man. Has Riser. Has Busy. It's all the way across. It's too hot to handle for Riser, though. I don't know if he's a dating savant. I have no clue on what his relationship status is. No, that's not a reality TV show Too Hot to Handle reference. It's just a phrase that I said. Nero. Challenge onto Kami. This one back out to Riser. CalPoly happy to cycle this, and their hard work finally paying off. It felt like they had this pressure for the greater part of 2 minutes. And it will be Busy with a slot into the top right 90 of UC Riverside's net, giving them an equal scoreline and making it that so that this is anybody's game. Remember, a kickoff setup immediately for Busy. UC Riverside, 2 overzealous. They find 2 demos, but it's boost over ball for everybody involved. And Busy just drives it in for free. 2-1 for CalPoly officially now. And it's their game to lose. It's their lead. As long as they can shore up defensively, play lockdown defense, and burn the clock, they'll win this series. But I know for a fact that they would like an insurance goal. They're trying to find it there, but a great save coming out by way of Kami. He's going to send this one into the opposite corner where King Squid will get demoed, and Pug will be chasing this one down. Busy, flip up to himself, tried for the flip reset, but didn't quite get it. Then just going to try to take a consolation prize and a bump on Kami, but Kami takes his boost. Busy left the full from Nero on the back wall as they opted to play defensively on the backboard. And the poise there from Nero. Cuxer pinch attempt. It's actually on frame. Didn't have the pace, though, as Kami will find a save and find a solo play back the opposite direction. Cut off by Riser. But UC Riverside will cycle in the corner. They're looking to establish something. They need a goal, and they need it now. They don't want this clock to tick down and risk a 0-second punishment coming their way where they have to send the house and they're desperate to find something. The rotation might collapse in that situation. It's just all around brutal for everybody involved. That's a good demo onto Nero. He just grabbed that full boost too, which means CalPoly will be low on that tally. And it's a whiff from Riser that gives a gift over to Pug. This one, in all likelihood, shouldn't have gone in, but Riser can't read it off the back wall. Pug, much more friendly read from them, coming from the opposite direction, and we're all tied up. 17 seconds on the clock. Golden goal territory between these two rosters. Riser out to Pug. Pug looking for Kami, who was going to bump Nero. Busy. Chip forward. It's too heavy of a touch on that possession. Him and Nero combined for a bump, which leaves Riser on an island. King Squid does manage to get that to the back wall, but it doesn't go up the ramp before it hits the turf. 2 apiece. Overtime. UC Riverside playing for series life. CalPoly playing to end it in 4. The last overtime ended in 9 seconds in favor of Riverside. This one could have been the same. Looked dangerous for CalPoly, but they find it clear, and Busy going to make sure it gets out of their half. Immediately sent back in by Kami. He's uncontested. Nero, a 0 boost save, able to get there just by way of a double jump. Busy booming clear at an open net. Kami, the rotation going to come through for the save, but the shot from Nero picks the far post, and that will be CalPoly finding the dagger for not just the game, but the series. CalPoly over the top of UC Riverside in 4. I'm going to give myself a little bit of a breather there. Flip over the stats and do my thing for a second. CalPoly walking away with a victory here. They'll continue their run in CCS as a whole. This is 4-1 for them overall. This is the only one that really matters seeding-wise, though. Week 3 is the start of divisional play. This is the first game they're going to play for divisional play. So they're starting off 1-0 against the other teams in our conference. And UC Riverside expected to be one of the better rosters there. And they're coming away with a victory. I was talking to these guys earlier, and they were all very concerned about playing Riverside because they thought it was going to be one of the toughest competitions. I don't know for a fact if that was Riverside's #1 roster, but regardless, CalPoly looked good, much better than they did previously against Green Bay, and this is good momentum for them ahead into the rest of the series as they look to make their playoff push following the 5 weeks we will get of regular season. I believe it's 5 weeks. But I'll get that all squared away before our next series here on stream. It'll happen at some point at the tail end of this week or next, but you'll get an announcement when it does. Thank you all for tuning in. I've been Quanzek. The boys on the pitch definitely put on a show for everybody, but we will get going. That's all we had for the evening. 40 minutes later. Thank you all for watching, and have a good rest of your night.